Hello followers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and in today's episode we're going to be building a chicken farm. Now initially I was going to do a fully automatic solution since you can do those now, but the room I have here is so tight and I haven't really played around with it too much before, so we're just going to go with a normal farm for right now at least. I did build one in my test world, but it's inconsistent and I've not really done anything like it before, so I think I'd rather save that for a base that's more dedicated to testing things like that over trying to cram it in here. So I'm gonna just build a normal kind of pen similar to my other animals at this point. And then perhaps further down the road, when we get more into looking at redstone and automation, probably at another base, then I'll probably start looking into that then. So for right now at least, I guess I need to get started. And to do that I kind of need to get all this stuff removed. So off camera I did actually completely fix up the walls and everything around here. It looks a lot better now. I've been running around fixing up the piston lighting as well, and I've been doing a couple of other little bits and pieces, nothing too major at this point. I did get some glass. We're going to fix those problems with the wheat farm later today, because this is probably going to be quite a short episode. The fact that I don't have much to do with this farm means that it's probably not going to be the greatest of episodes, but it's certainly going to fulfill what we need for right now. So let me see here, we need dirt, that's it. Do I have any dirt? Oh yes, I have a good amount of dirt now. So my tools are almost all ready for repair now as well, apart from the pick. I did collect a bunch of sand. I went to the desert and grabbed a ton because it was a good opportunity while I was there. I needed some glass, so I mined up a bunch of sand. So if you download the world when the next one's available and you see a huge leveled off area, that's probably where I was digging with the shovel. So yeah, now all I need in this area is a place to store eggs and chicken meat, and I only need really a small pen, so I think I'm gonna put the fence right here maybe, and I'm gonna put cobble down for that just to make it a different type of floor, so that we kind of have a dividing line as to where the edge is going to be. We're going to need a fence gate, and I'm thinking I'm going to make the floor in here wood, and we also have area here to make a window if I so desire, and I'm thinking I would like to do that actually. I would like to have kind of the corner cut out. Now my only concern with this is that if I put glass here, that what's going to happen is they're going to kind of clip through and go to the other side. So I'm thinking of actually raising the window up one block. So if I do this and then put a window in, it might look better, is what I'm thinking. So do I really want anything there? We'll try it without and then we'll try it with. I do have my silk touch pick on me, and I'm going to use regular glass here because it kind of fills it out more. So why don't we take 4 out here as well, just to keep it consistent, and we can put this here and see what it looks like now from the outside. Not too bad. I would prefer it though, I think, with the glass here. Yeah, that looks neater. That looks a lot better, that does. So now I have a bunch of stone bricks left, so I can actually replace the cobble here with stone bricks now. So we can do that like so, and I'm gonna have to get some lighting in here, so why don't we pop those out. I do have an access to the kind of crawl space up there, I guess you could call it, so that I can access things like lighting and other wiring if there is any future things added here. So we'll add those lights in momentarily. I do want to tear the floor up in here now, kind of get some wood going on. And honestly, I'm not going to be using this too much, so I will probably just have a couple of chests in here, nothing particularly major at this point. So yeah, I'm also going to need a door. And I don't know what these are doing up here. Do I want to put another glass window there? I don't think so. I was thinking about maybe doing it, but I think maybe just an ordinary door might look better, or maybe like a piece of glass there, perhaps. We can play around with that momentarily, though. So at this point, I'm going to need some wood for the floor and chests, and then I just need to go and get some chicken eggs from upstairs, and we can populate this. I apologise if there's any background noise. It's a hot day here, so I have to have the door open, and it kind of exposes me to traffic noise, so I apologise for that. So yeah, I was playing around in my test world with this thing, and I thought I had it working, and I think I did, and then I tried to compact it down more than what it already was to try and make it fit into this area, but in the end I ended up breaking it by doing that, and it kind of made it a real hassle really to get it done. So I decided to leave it for right now and work on it more when I have my actual farm finished, and it's just a nice addition than just to have that added on. And I appreciate the added functionality that it gives, but I'm not even really living off chickens. I'm living off baked potatoes, beef and pork, so it doesn't really make much sense at this base to do something like that. But maybe at a future base of mine it might come in handy, so we'll probably save it till then. Oh wait, yeah, that's not how you make a gate, is it? It's you need these in the middle, like that, and then you want to do that. How not to make a gate. So now we need a door for this bad boy. So let me pick this up here and get the door on it. There we go. So we've got a door here now. So all we need now really is the lighting and the chickens themselves. I don't think they will clip through this. As far as I'm aware anyway, they won't. And out here, by the way, this is just one block thick. I hollowed it out, so we don't have much room here at all for things like chests and stuff like that. So we're going to have to kind of manage where we put things in this particular area. So I might be able to utilize the floor a little bit. We can put a double chest there. We could put two single chests either side of the door. That'll probably be where I keep my... yeah, I'll probably keep my eggs there. I don't plan on having that many around, so we can just put that there. And I think that's going to cover us. We have a crafting table in here. I might want to cook up some chicken meat, so we could do with a furnace in here, if we can get one in. Because I don't really like, whoops, that look. I don't like that kind of look. Maybe I could put it up on the wall, and it kind of looks weird floating there. How about if I, whoops, how about if I do that, maybe? Maybe. Let's add a bit more on. So, yeah, I think we'll go with that for now. That seems to do the job. Now I'm going to need to get my lighting together, so let me just make 4 levers, and I'm going to need sort of like a ladder and maybe a trapdoor up there to access the crawl space, so we'll probably make one of those as well while we're here. I don't have much of an intention to go up there very often, but it is nice to have access to the wiring for that area. So as I'm doing this, I want to tell you a funny story that happened to me actually yesterday. So yesterday I went out. Well, it didn't actually happen to me, but it happened to my dad. So I think it's a funny story, and I think you guys will like it. So yesterday I actually went out. I had some things to take care of and some things to organise. So I was doing that, and my dad works nights, so during the day he goes to bed. Logical, makes sense. And he got to bed like normal, regular day. I'd gone out by this point. It's probably about maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, somewhere there. And 2 workmen, basically like 2 builders, arrive at my house and start cutting down my TV aerial. And the funny thing is, this is where it gets really funny. The fact that we never requested our TV aerial to be taken down. The workmen actually got the wrong address down to a sat-nav, surprise, surprise. They ended up going to my address instead of the actual address that they were meant to go to. Oh, I'm going to need more wood. Which then, for some reason, obviously, it's kind of confusing where I live. I could see how they made the mistake with this sat-nav, but they ended up coming to our house and then they started hacking away at the aerial because they were given instructions from a landlord. Which, if you're American, I don't know whether you use the term landlord or not. But basically what that is, it's somebody who owns a property and then rents it out to somebody else, but it's the owner of that property. So these were given instructions that the person may not be in that lived in that house. But to see if they were in first, and obviously because my dad was in bed, he wouldn't have heard the door at the time, because when you're asleep you don't hear someone knocking at the door, so they presumed nobody was in, as they were expecting on the landlord's instructions. So what happened then is obviously they went up on top of the roof and started cutting down the aerial, which the TV aerial, and then that obviously woke my dad up because, hey, cutting down an aerial with a hacksaw, it makes a lot of noise. So at that point, he got up and he wondered what was going on, and initially he thought, oh, it's fine, they're working on the next door's aerial because I live in a semi-detached house, which means that there is somebody right next to me, but there's only like an adjoining wall between us rather than it being a separate house. So obviously, he didn't think anything of it, but then sooner or later, probably maybe 10-15 minutes later, we realised that they were actually working on our house. So he got up and got dressed and put some clothes on and sorted himself out and went outside and found two workmen on his roof, well, on my roof, cutting down this aerial. And it was too late by that point. They wouldn't be able to put it back because they sawn the aerial in half to take it down. And they said that they'd been given instructions by the landlord, which they had, and then it quickly realised that they'd got the wrong house, they got the wrong address, and they apologised for it, and they were very, very sorry that they cut down the wrong person's aerial, and they even phoned their boss about it. But you know, the damage is already done at that point, so there's not much you can really do. In all honesty. So I still do have TV. I have Sky TV, which is kind of like the equivalent of American's cable, I think, but we use a satellite dish, so I'm not without television. But funny story, really. Out of all the things that could have happened on the one day that I was not available and there was nobody in the home, really, apart from my dad who was asleep, they decided to come and take down this dang aerial. Which, in the grand scheme of things, it was an old aerial that needed to go anyway, but I would have rather done it of my own accord rather than somebody randomly coming around to your house and cutting down your aerial, because for all you know, it could be somebody who's trying to take your aerial, because people take anything these days. You know, there's people who will get whatever they can, and that one's suffocated, but never mind. They will take whatever they can and then just run, basically. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock, in all honesty. Funny story though, in the long run. They got the address wrong and they cut the aerial down that belonged to us instead of that other person. So that other person, I do believe, was in, and they have got a brand new aerial because there was a new one going up. But while the aerial was already half down, we took advantage of the opportunity, and we had the whole aerial taken down and been done with. They did it for us without any cost because of the inconvenience it caused. So now we're looking for a new aerial. All these random things seem to happen. So that's basically the story. There's not a whole lot more to say about it than that, really. I'm just kind of building up a good batch of chickens here now for this particular farm. I've rigged that up, so all that's left to do now is probably put some glass in there, but I'm not crazy about the way that that looks. So I think we're just going to leave it at that. And we've got all the chickens and things that we need in here with a finished door. So now we've got the chicken farm. All that we need to do is put up an item frame to indicate that this is the chicken farm. I kind of like this look that you get here on the corner. Yeah, I'm quite a big fan of that, actually. I like that look. So obviously now it's on to looking for a new aerial. After that strange event, all while I was out sorting out some other things. But stuff happens, unfortunately. Such is life. These things end up happening, and it's not always fun. But you have to try and get the most out of it, I think. It must be storming out here because all the mobs are out in force. So this is going to make what I was trying to do a lot harder with all these mobs out. Ugh. Man, do I hate it when this happens. So yeah, that's the chicken farm. What I want to do now for the rest of today's episode is... Yeah, it's storming out here. I'm going to go back inside and just kind of wait until night time. I'm going to fix up the farms next, I think. That's going to be the next thing on the agenda to do. Now we've got the chicken farms done. I'm going to slowly move all the eggs down here and begin to use the chicken farm. I have done a bunch of tidying up around here. I did tidy this mess up, and that does look a whole lot better. I got rid of the torch there and put in some glowstone. So I've just been kind of busy doing little odds and ends, really, nothing too significant. So overall, I think that's a good little project done. We've got room here for chicken meat or eggs or whatever it is that we happen to need, and then obviously we can just climb the ladder. And we've got access to the lights up here. And in fact, those lights in the torches in here I no longer need in here because the light will be given off from the lamps, so we can save a couple of torches there, and that's going to give us a fully complete chicken farm. I may add another lamp perhaps in here somewhere. That wouldn't be a bad idea actually, because it kind of is a little dim right here, and I don't like that dim look too much. I like things to be nice and bright so that I can see what's going on. So I don't have any glowstone on me, but that is something that I will add. So why don't we make up these item frames, and then we can get on with fixing up the remaining bits of the farm, and then I think we'll call it an episode for today. Next episode I'm thinking of looking into getting sheep done and getting those underground. I don't need the dirt on me right now. Got a lot of this stuff. Don't need that much. All that. But I do want some leather, so let me get some... Oh, I have some picture frames. Great. I need another one of these. And yes, I think that's everything. I did go to the nether, by the way, and I mined up a bunch of quartz in silk touch form in case we ever decide we need a lot of quartz. Been doing a bit more branch mining, nothing really too significant. Got over 3 stacks of diamonds now, I guess, is probably the only significant thing. A lot of coal. Oops. And I have a few more emeralds now because I went into an extreme hills biome. So I have got a couple more emeralds, which is great news. So I guess I can put my item frame up here. And let me put this here. And that's better, much better. Put that down. So yeah, the moral of my story is, don't let people take your aerial. It wasn't my dad's fault. He couldn't do anything about it. He didn't know what was going on. And I don't think many people would have known what was going on. You would have to be kind of up and about for yourself to understand that your area was actually being cut down. And I would also say the moral of the story is don't use sat-navs, know where you're going. But it is kind of confusing where I live because there is a sign on the opposite side of the road that said the other street that the guys were meant to go to. But outside my house is a sign which says another street, which is the actual street that I live on. It's kind of confusing. If you're not familiar with the area, it can be quite confusing for you. But I would have kind of wished they would have had another go at knocking or doing something like that. But obviously, because it was a given on instructions of a landlord and not a property owner, the landlord wasn't with them at the time because they don't have to be. They just give them instructions to this company and then they send people out to go and do it. And obviously they didn't check where they were properly because of this sat-nav, and as a result of that, unfortunately, we ended up losing our aerial. So I know that this isn't fully harvested, but the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to knock the water out anyway while doing this, so it makes more sense just to kind of do this while the thing is not harvested. And I can now start and put these back. It does mean we're going to get a bit of an ugly view into the wiring, but the thing is with this particular base, if I was to remake it, I would do a lot of things differently, because this is the first time I've played with redstone a lot, and this is the first time that I have really done things that I have not really done before. I've kind of experimented with new things in this base. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that story. Bit of a fun tale for you there. Normally I don't really kind of tell stories. I'm going to silk touch this glass pack because I don't want to waste it. So as I say, next up on the agenda will be to do the sheep farm. I'm not sure how far I would really want to go with that, whether I want to make individual pens for each colour of sheep or whether I just want to have a generalised sheep farm. I'm leaning towards doing the generalised sheep farm for right now because it's kind of more what I need right now. I'm not in a huge demand for wool. Certainly of not a certain colour, so I think that may be the better way to go. So let's put those away. Cool. So I think now at this point we just need to replant, which I'll do off camera. And this is going to fix that problem where crops on this row would not actually grow. So yeah, that's that one done. I don't think I'm going to have enough to finish the other farm off, unfortunately, because I don't have enough glass on me right now, but we can always kind of do that whenever. I'm probably going to leave the glass that we already have in here for the time being, and hopefully it's night time now so I can sleep and get rid of those remaining eggs and chickens and things. We'll just take a quick trip to the storage room first so I can empty a few things out. So just to give you some idea of what I still need to do at this base, I still need to have a sheep farm somewhere in here, and then that's all the passive animals farmed. I still need to get a sheep farm, which is going to go I just said that. The sheep farm is going to go over there, and that will be all the passive animals. There's also going to be a cocoa bean farm, which I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put yet. I may put it here, but I do want to have an ender pearl station on the other side eventually. So we might be able to squeeze it in here, hopefully. We've got carrots and potatoes. This wall is where the pig farm is, so I can't really use this. So that's kind of why that is. Aside from that, we need to finish off the cave spider farm. We'll start it actually over there, where that piece of string is, so that I can get spider eyes and string. We need to get the brewing room fixed up over here and actually build one of those. And then I think at that point we will be pretty much done in terms of useful stuff. I need to implement a better way to get to my branch mines, because eventually I won't be able to climb down this ravine because I'm going to do something with that. I still need to tidy up this area a little bit more. I need to get rid of all the torches in here. I still need to finish off the tree farm. We never got around to doing that, but I need to add a storage room in here and also add some machines in here, such as an automatic charcoal smelter. But I'm not sure that I really need it, to be honest, with all the coal that I already have. So maybe we'll save that for a test base as well, because I kind of want to leave some things to actually properly test on my own rather than just going onto the wiki and building something off there. I would like to kind of play around more with my own things and be left to my own devices in this series, so maybe we'll do that. Obviously down here is melon and pumpkin. We've got these semi-automatic farms going on now, and I did manage to find a way to fix up the cactus a little better and actually finish those off just a little bit better. I added some more cactus in, and that's increased my output. Aside from that, really, I think we're going to be pretty much done here. I need to finish off the path to the zombie grinder, actually. So maybe next episode we're going to work on the sheep farm, and then I'm thinking after that, possibly looking at either the brewing room or the cave spider spawner. Although we may do an episode just before that where we get rid of all the torches out of here and fix up the tree farm. Probably do those two things after I've done the sheep farm. Then we can work on these two things, and then we're going to start work on the mega build, which is going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to doing that. So, sorry if this episode hasn't been the most interesting or the best, but you get these sometimes. But I hope you did enjoy that story. That was something that I wanted to tell and share with you guys, because it doesn't happen too often, that's for sure. So now hopefully everything is burning up. Oh no, you don't. Oh, the zombies all lagging out. There's a problem in the game right now. There's an actual bug where if zombies can't reach a target, so say if there's a villager in a house and they can't reach that villager because they can't break down the door, it makes it lag. Now one zombie won't do too much. It's when you start getting maybe 10-15 zombies and they can't get to where they need to go, it starts to lag it out. There's a really big problem with it on multiplayer because there are more chunks loaded in on multiplayer with more players, so it can tend to make the server slow really down, which can be a bit of a problem for server owners, that's for sure. So now I want to kind of empty this farm, and we can get rid of this lag generator that we've got going on right here. And unfortunately there's nothing more for me to do than just slay all these chickens. So we'll have to get rid of them all. So here we go. Man, I had a lot of them. My sword is going to need a repair after this. But I really do like the Fair Blade. It one-shots things when I have a strength potion. It's 2 shots if I don't. So overall it's not too bad, I don't think. Am I full? Wow. Full pack. That's one thing I didn't think of. I'll probably harvest the chicken farm for feathers. I guess for the time being, what I really want to do is kind of just ditch some of the eggs. And then we're going to pick up these remaining things so that we don't lose anything. And I will take these down sort of as and when I come up here to clean the pen most likely and clean all that stuff up. So now literally all we have left to move are sheep and we'll be done. With the farms at least. I've still got to add some more things into the base itself. But as far as things are that are on the surface, we'll have got everything underground, so we don't have a reliance to go up there anymore. We can actually completely live down here if we wish. So last thing I'm going to do for today is sign off, and I'm just going to put these things away in the appropriate chests at the chicken farm, and then we'll call it an episode for today. So I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next episode when we will probably end up working on the sheep farm. That's a lot of feathers. The feathers and the flint kind of belong more in the storage room. So yeah, that's going to be it from me today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed and that you've had fun, and I hope to see you next time.